Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Waylon, the indoor farmer, and this is episode 24. You know, I like to look the part, maybe. You know, I like to get maybe some overalls someday, because you know it's just those are standard farmer things, you know. But anyway, I digress. In this episode, I'm just gonna, I'm just showing the finishing up of me putting together this little hodgepodge system I have in the back there. And it's just like my sort of, I call it my homemade setup, but I also am not building every piece of it. I'm using repurposed materials in a lot of ways. If you've seen any of my previous episodes, this grow trough was my original build, and I'm adding to that design now. And that was just a little bit of a joke. Found the hat, thought it would be funny. Anyway, probably gonna skip through some of this. I mean, the episode's a little longer than it should be. This actually should be my last episode that I do not edit it further than what I had before. Let me reiterate that. I had not been clipping the video clips. I hadn't been cutting those at all. I had just been speeding them up, and that way you could see all the work. But I'm doing more and more work, so I can't just show hours and hours and hours of me working. So I have to start doing more editing like that. And I think I know how now. I haven't done much of that, and I haven't done any of that in my show, so I'm hoping to make that a part of the show that helps me, I don't know, convey the job, as in, like, you know, showing the item before I start working on it, and then midway, and then towards the end. I don't want to skip too much, because I want to, like, part of the show is, you know, pointing out how much work it does take to learn some of this stuff, or to do some of this stuff from a perspective of someone who is just starting out, doesn't have all the tools, doesn't have all the funds, the financial means to buy equipment instead of building the equipment. A lot of the stuff, yes, I could save up and just buy a system, but I really like to know how to build things out of nothing, or how do I put it? You know, combining things together that you don't normally think of how to do that. So you think there are all sorts of general ways now that I know of how to, you know, tie things in together to where it's not going to fall apart. I'm actually using some really weird methods on this build, so hopefully it works out, but we'll see. I mean, you know, like you can see on the back side there next to the wall, there's this foam, these like, it's a really stiff like foam that my grow light came in, and I put a couple of plastic bottles inside there to keep the stiffness, or to keep the shape, and it holds up the weight no problem. It's kind of funny though, because I kind of expect it not to, but it works out. And since this video here, I've actually, skip ahead a little bit, I've actually stuffed something in there between the wall, so that way if it was tilted, or the top heavy, or, you know, the weight was off, it's not going to fall forward or fall towards the wall. But it's actually pretty stable. I'm actually pretty happy with it. I need to hurry up and get some of these videos put out though, because I'm quite a bit further along. But hey, as this video is recorded, it's only a couple of days after Christmas, so it's been a busy holiday season in a good way. A lot of people had canceled their holidays. I did not. We had a good holiday, so I hope you did too. With that being said, though, I hope you enjoy at least my idea, the trajectory of this plan of mine I have a plan for this show. I have a plan to, I just want to be curious. I want to be a sponge. I want to talk to people who do know the expertise, and I want to share that with my audience, or share that with anybody who's out there in a similar position that's still learning. This is not going to be the show that gives you the expert advice, but you can learn from me. I mean, look at this. Like I wrestle with this plastic, trying to figure out how to cut it, trying to figure out how to measure it, instead of just getting a tape measure. I just sort of eyeballed it. I make mistakes like that, but those are mistakes that you can sort of fix on the fly. It's not a big deal to me. But yeah, this space isn't bad. But from what I've built, these two troughs here, and then including I'll have a big PVC pipe going along the back side. That's about as much space as I have here to grow. I mean, I can build a separate system in this same room, but and I'm trying to think of ways I can tie into that. But for right now, it's actually working, and I have some plants in there. You'll see that probably maybe next episode. I do need to take some time to update everybody on the cannabis grow, and also how the church aquaponics system is coming along. That actually is showing a lot of greenery, despite having old seeds and not incubating the seeds ahead of time before they get put into the system. So there's some things that could be done better, or at least upgraded, at the church. So that's going to be something that I'll be excited to see next time when we do that. I think we can actually incorporate that midway if we buy an incubation chamber, or we could start incubating seeds and then put them into the system in all these dead spots where there's nothing growing, nothing sprouted or anything. So that shouldn't be a problem. But the fish are doing well. There's some koi. They have 6 koi over at the church system. Yeah, I was just over there a few days ago. The cannabis, though, is looking exciting. I've got that in a tent now, a grow tent, much better than the room that was sitting in. So yeah, I'll update that next episode or two. But as far as what you see here, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just lining these troughs, and I took that middle piece out, just to give it a smooth open space. And yeah, this part is when I decided to try mounting the light, even though it's kind of stupid to do that now. I mean, I'm hard on myself. Stupid might be a little harsh, but it was a little premature for me to add the lighting, because I had not even been incubating seeds. Because previously in my last systems, I would put the seeds into the pods and put them into the system, and hope that they would, I would hope that they would do something, but they wouldn't. A lot of times they, I couldn't get spinach to grow for my life. But as you see, this part of the video is funny because I'm worried about this light, even though I don't have 0 seeds incubating, and I need those in the system as soon as possible, because these fish have just been cycling the same water now for weeks, and since I moved in. So that was a top priority for me right away. I mean, even though it didn't take me, it took me longer than right away, we'll say. But I did get it. I'm there now. I have some things in there now. I won't go over that yet. I want to update you guys later on that. Another episode or two down the line. I have so much footage I need to catch up on, and I've actually started being a little smarter on the production side of things and producing multiple videos or I don't know what you call this, the video that I'm watching to give you this video that you're watching. I call it the pre-record video. So anyway, I'm making multiple of those at once, and that way I can just do this portion of it later, and that's actually becoming much easier to do things. I was doing all the production and editing and the filming, the part where I'm doing all the blah blah blahing, all on the same day, and it was just, man, a little bit too much. Maybe not for somebody who's doing this all the time, maybe not for somebody with more experience, but hey, this is the point. This is the learning experience. When I see this, when I watch this video next year or something, a few months from now, I'll think, wow, I was so far behind. But that's part of the idea, is that way I can actually record my progress and watch it happen. And I don't just wait until I'm an expert to start talking about it. I mean, if I'm passionate about it, I want to talk about it. Not just aquaponics, but anything along the lines of reusing byproducts, or waste products, or self-sustainability, anything along those lines. I mean, learning where your food comes from, learning what good food looks like. I don't mean like what the right food is to take or to eat. I don't know any of those things yet, but those are all things I'm interested in, and I'm hoping that I can bring an audience along with me on that journey, and I can get some awesome guests eventually. Hopefully, we'll see. Maybe get some local guests to begin with, and move on from there. But that's okay. I mean, I'm not rushing it. I mean, I'm excited about it, which makes me excited to get those followers and get those views. But this isn't a channel just about getting views, because I could do something a lot simpler, easier. I could just talk about other people's videos. I could pump out a bunch of videos a day just talking about random stuff. But no, I mean, I'm doing the work. I'm trying to figure this out. I want to be an expert in this. And yes, I could go through college. I could become a horticulturalist, horticulture degree. I just don't think I have time for that. I don't think I'll need to. I mean, at some point, maybe. I don't want to say never, but I think I'm going to learn from the school of hard knocks, as they say. The school of hard knocks is not always the easiest route, but I have the time, and I have the passion, I have the space to do it. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, the growing veggies, especially leafy greens, are actually way easier than a lot of other stuff, and namely cannabis is one. But growing tomatoes indoors, anything that fruits, blueberries indoors is going to be difficult. So, but anything that's worth it is going to be difficult, right? I mean, that's my opinion. Yes, there are some funny signs on the wall. We won't discuss the funny signs. It's a bar. It's a rec room of sorts. So, they're old signs. What other excuses can I find? Yeah. Anyway, so let me skip ahead a little bit here, so I can watch this idiot put his light up. And I put the light up kind of weird anyway. I mean, I wanted to angle the light towards this back wall here, but that's not going to help if I don't have other lights. So, not to reveal too much, but I'll just say that I got more lights. We'll put it that way. Drunk people crossing sign. Don't really drink that much, so, but it's funny. It's funny. Yeah, getting the liner. I wanted to fold it to get a double lined, or well, not double lined, but just double thick. Yep, and there we go. Oh, I found an error in my production skills, you guys. I found an error. So yeah, this is a video that was before the last video. That's very silly of me. Oh well, but you get the drift. I did this on both troughs. One trough is going to end up going into the other trough. Pretty simple. But this part here actually is a little different from the other trough, the newer trough, the white trough. It's I didn't paint that other trough. This trough I painted, this gray trough here. But this is where the water is going to return back into the fish tanks, or the fish tank. Each downspout, I call it, little PVC pipes, have a hole going through, one in the center and one on each side down into the fish tanks. And that was a little bit, it's a little bit difficult because I have to use some kind of a glue, some kind of a adhesive to keep it in there. That I use this stuff called goop. It's goop. It's very goopy. Let's see. Yeah, another error. I think I forgot to speed up that last video, but that's alright. I'm very speedy now. I'm very speedy. Look at me. I'm so fast. Okay, so getting the goop. Come on now. No, alright. Yeah, so each one of these downspouts has a steel mesh cover, I guess you call it. And I bought that. It's a plumber's item for drains and things. So I knew it would be you know, resistant to rust. Here's the goop I used. Stuff is good, but I'm kind of in hindsight, again, this is we're all learning here. We're all learning. In hindsight, I try to use the tip of this container, or this tube, to squish the goop around it and to fill in all the way around the pipe. Well, really, what I should have done was get rubber gloves or latex gloves and just put some on my finger and actually make it smooth and nice and fully filled in all the way around. And instead, I'm fighting it and being, you know, being an idiot once again. Hey, why not? Why not? So, I got about 7 minutes left. I can't wait, guys, until I start to build a commercial setup. But I'm not there yet. I'm not ready. I don't think I'm ready. Maybe I'm holding myself back. But I want to take this at a I don't know what kind of pace. You know, not really slow pace, but you know, a steady pace. I want to make this hobby a more solid hobby before I move it up. You know, I want to take I don't know, baby steps is the right word or term, but I don't want to go out and get a big loan and try to, you know, oh, let's rent a facility and just jump in. That may work for some things. I mean, that may work for something like lettuce, you know, but you know, it's not like there's a huge demand for that. I could make money at that, but you know, that's going to be down the road, I think. I want to build a bigger system at my house, and then maybe perfect that system, maybe expand on that system, and then start to become commercial just on a small scale, and then maybe get a loan. You know, maybe I have a Kickstarter campaign I'd like to start. I don't know what the word is. You can actually initiate it after whenever you're ready. I haven't started that yet because, you know, hey, reasons. The season, the moving in, the holidays, I mean, all this stuff, it's going to be tough to catch up, but it's hard to say that it'll go away. Like, it's going to be, I'm always going to be busy. If I want to start this and make this a business and make this a full-time thing, I'm going to always be busy. So, got to be okay with it and find ways to be less stupid next time. Again, I apologize to myself for calling you stupid, okay? I know you might watch this one day and you might be hurt. You might be hurt by that. You think, hey, past self, you called me stupid. You know, I think, well, but were you being stupid? I mean, look, that's in the eye of the beholder, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I've been told that I need to be less monotone. I'm trying. I'm really trying to be less monotone. No, that's not gonna help. No, that's not gonna help. But you know, get more inflection, get more excitement. I mean, I am excited, but talking by myself here isn't that exciting. That's why I'd love to find a co-host, somebody else that's also out there trying to figure out how to grow things or how to figure out how to do things themselves. Anybody who's interested in those kind of things, I mean, it would be awesome to have a co-host to sort of bounce ideas off of, but then also have a guest. You know, you have a co-host that's there all the time, producer, if you will, and then you have guests. You know, you have people that are interesting all along the spectrum of survival skills, and you know, if I can interview MacGyver, that would be cool. Not that guy who plays MacGyver, but the real guy. Wait, I mean, if he was a real guy. Anyway, I digress. So as you can see, I'm gluing in the downspouts. It's not really a glue, but it is. It's an adhesive. It's a goop. One issue I have with this stuff is I really got to let it dry longer. On the next project that I'll be putting out is the secondary grow trough that I placed behind this, that I showed you in the beginning of this video, which was out of order. That trough had some issues after I glued it and then started running the water through it. It eventually the water started coming through, and that's because it wasn't dry. As you can see here, again, I'm using this stick instead of just getting a glove and wiping it on with my finger. Would have been much easier. Like, I did it several times in this project, and man, I think about it afterwards. I'm like, it's not just that it would have been easier, it's that it would have been a better seal. It would have been a better job. That it would have worked better. I don't know. Okay, so now you can see all three of the spouts with the mesh on top. I have to be careful with that mesh because it will fill up with particulates and dust from the clay pebbles. So I had to clean those up once already because the water level kept going up, and I'm like, what's going on? And finally I realized that they were just a little clogged up because I had added clay pebbles on the secondary trough that were brand new. New clay pebbles have all that dust on them. I think I lost me. I think I'm back. So let me fix it. Man, I keep doing that. I think I have this cord here that's really loose, and yeah, I'll figure it out. But hey, well, I walked away from the screen for a minute there. Okay, I'm back. Filling it up. Now this is the incubation chamber that I was talking about. This right here definitely is a must-have. Cannabis or not, almost any growing this incubation. There's a dome that you put over the top of it. It's been a big help with, at least with all the greens and the produce that I'm growing in this system anyway. But that is it for the episode. I really appreciate it, guys. I know this one was again, kind of boring construction, you know, but it's stuff that I still had to do. I didn't have to build it this way. I'm not going to say it was some kind of special, efficient way to building anything. I just wanted to use these old chairs that are metal that you can see there. You know, they're very stable chairs, but they're not fun chairs to sit in. We'll put it that way. And I got them. I think I got them from an old job. They were throwing them away or something. I don't remember. They were free chairs. I've used them for years for whatever, and now they're going to be stilts or supports. So I really appreciate it. Oh, as you can see here, though, one last thing. I actually had to what I came up with was I taped this plastic, like it made a tube to extend those downspouts because they were making too big of a splash. I was losing some water that way, and this one here was going so fast that I thought, well, I just poked a bunch of holes into this plastic, and that'd make that water, instead of rushing down through the tube, it would go through those holes and have to slow down. So anyway, it worked out. And until next time, guys, I really appreciate it. I'll try to get, more lively about things. Hey, how about that? But yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. It's going to get better and better and better and better until it's good. I mean, until it's better. Until next time, thanks for watching.